I think that people's objections aren't that strong. You see, when planning comes up as an issue, as an MP, you get the letters from the people living nearby who are very worried. You don't get any letters from people who want their children to have a house or people who want to come and live in the area because it's a nice area. And I just wonder whether electorally there are more votes in building than we politicians tend to think.
It's a very, very good point. And I think the difficulty there is that a politician is often perceived as being the cushion that bears the impression of the last person who sat on it. And, you know, we do tend to get that, you know, the sharp elbows of the middle classes do. I cherish and admire those politicians who actually say, look, you know, you sent me, you know, not as a delegate, but as, you know, to actually use my own interpretation, my own opinion on this, you know, not to take instructions from, you know, the old Burkean analysis.
Indeed.
Yeah, which is a very, very good idea. But look, housing, I think we need to, first of all, know what type of housing, where it is, and whether it's connected with other, you know, where the employment is. I think the idea, I mean, John Prescott was not my favourite ever politician, but he had this idea of sort of rural devolution, where you actually moved things like the passport office out, or you moved DVLA to Swansea and things. And that actually makes sense. We shouldn't have this centripetal force with everything being forced into the southeast.
Well, I agree with that because I had ministerial responsibility for something called Places for Growth, which was exactly doing that. And I worked with some really superb civil servants trying to get government activities out, which then becomes a hub for growth in the regions. But still you need to get planning that is suitable in those regions. And it seems to me it's much too centrally directed. So the whole pressure becomes, let's suppose the man in Whitehall who's telling us to build 10,000 houses, and everything becomes about opposing rather than doing what the local community could cope